right, CoastLife, as we've mentioned, it is back to school season. Kids are going back into the classroom and they're getting those books out, which is exciting and fun for a lot of people. But if you struggle with reading, you could be struggling with dyslexia. So here on the CoastLife couch to tell us more about her own personal story and a new method to help you if dyslexia is something you're dealing with is Hillary Summerbell. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, so we're so excited to have you. So tell us a little bit, dive into your story of maybe even discovering that dyslexia was something you were dealing with, something you were up against. I mean, it's really disheartening for kids, I think, who struggle with reading because so much of school is reading.
Right. So bottom line is you learn to read from first to third grade and you read to learn from third grade on. So if you don't learn to read, then school is just incredibly difficult moving forward. And so my story is I grew up in Fairfax County near Washington, D.C. And what happens is when you can't read, you get pulled back. Like, so you're kind of like in the slow learners group. The worst thing probably is that it changes your self-esteem. You feel like you're stupid. But actually what the reality is just we process information differently neurologically.
So what are maybe some of the signs that somebody is struggling with dyslexia? Because I think teachers miss it a lot too, because it's not necessarily something they're looking for.
It's really lack of comprehension and the inability to decode words. Because when you learn to read, you know, all the sounds, the phonics and all that kind of stuff, that's how they teach you. But when you're not able to process it, basically what happens is everything gets just glossed over.
So you've done something though that's really incredible. You're trying to help people just like you who know the struggle that you went through. Tell us what you have done to try to make a difference in people's lives.
Well, by accident, I figured out that if you reformat linear text, it creates ease of reading. And bottom line, it's this. And somebody from Harvard told me that actually what it was is that I used something called graphic organization to help myself learn how to read. I invented it by accident. I invented it because I was in pain. Because I am an entrepreneur. I own Sanctuary Interior Design in Lewis, and I can't read emails. I couldn't read emails very well. And so I realized that I could read in circles without turning the page.
Wow. That's so interesting. Can we show this again? Do you mind handing me one of these?
Yeah,
I just think this is so
well,
cool.
it's actually, that might even be better.
Let's take a look at this really quick. So you can see, I mean, you can see clearly on here. So it's just, it's a story, and normally we would read it straight across, but now it's curved.
Yeah, and I think it's also so interesting that in interior design, it's such a visual field, it's such a visual career, and that's what's helped you read. So this is called the Summerbell reading method. And it's basically a tool for people with dyslexia to use to read and comprehend reading a lot better. And something really cool before we let you go is Hopkins University, right?
Yeah, so the Johns Hopkins University for Research and Reform contacted me, and we are engaging in a school, hopefully in the Poconos right now, that they'll do an efficacy study. So right now we have 4 special ed teachers from the Washington, D.C. area who work in the most exclusive private schools who've endorsed it, and but we have anecdotal evidence. So Johns Hopkins will do a 300 student study with 150 of them reading linear and then 150 of them doing Summerbell for 12 weeks, and then they're going to be collecting the data. So they're very interested because they've never seen it before.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
And that was like a super cool thing because they called me. Which was pretty neat. I was excited about that.
Yes, and when kids are studying and future teachers are studying the Summerbell reading method, we'll get to say, hey, we know her. So where can kids actually get a hold of maybe this tool right now?
So it's actually, there's a Chrome extension. So it's, if you go to the Google Web Store, you'll see the Chrome extension. It's right there. It's free. And that's actually what we'll be using with Johns Hopkins. But secondly, the app, which we've spent 9 months developing, it's a big deal. It converts 95% of the websites on the internet, and it's all adjustable. So like if the arc, if you like it tight or you like it big, you can adjust it. So that's actually my tool for distributing it is the app. And we're going to the International Dyslexic Association conference in 4 weeks in Columbus, Ohio, to launch the program.
That's fantastic.
So exciting.
Hillary, that's amazing. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing
Thank
about
you.
this. I mean, it really
Thanks.
is life-changing work for a lot of people out there.
You're very impressive.
Yes.
Oh, well, it's my passion. It's my give back.
I can tell.
I'm excited to bring it to the world.
Good.
That's
so
awesome. Well, we're excited
Okay,
for you.
thank you.
And we're also excited to bring you more Coast Life, so stay right there. We'll be right back.